Hi, this is Jacques Taylor, and you're listening to JacquesTalk. This is a podcast where I talk about the Cowboys, the team I've covered as a beat writer, columnist, TV insider, and radio host for 28 years. I'll also talk about the NFL and the things I love, working out, streaming, food, and all things down. Welcome to JacquesTalk, where sports is fluid. What's true today might not be true an hour, a day, or a month from now. I'm going to give you the truth straight, no chaser. Glad to have you aboard. Let's get it. Welcome to episode 112 of JacquesTalk. I'm Jacques Taylor, joined by my boy Big Joe and the Big Rig. What's the sit prep, dog?
See, 47 seconds. We are 5 by 5. Operation JacquesTalk is a go.
Music to my ears. This is episode 112, which means 12. It can't really be nobody other than Roger Staubach. So I don't even think we need to have no discussion this morning.
Maybe Kurt Ransom. Maybe Kurt Ransom.
Who is that?
He wore 12. His brother wore 12 in the preseason one time.
Lord have mercy, Jesus.
Well, it pisses me off when they, you work.
I can't believe they did that, because I had a conversation with Mike McCord, the Cowboys equipment manager. This was years ago, who hands out the numbers. And because I asked him something about why is somebody wearing 33 during the season. And he was like, well, sometimes we have to give out numbers because of position, blase. He said, but two numbers that won't ever go out is 12 and 74. And I'm sure you can add 8 to that now, because Cowboys don't retire numbers, but they retire numbers. But I mean, So anyway, I don't. That's why I don't remember that dude. Preseason number 12,
Kurt Ransom.
I
was pissed. I was pissed because they gave him 12. And then I don't like when they put 33. You can't wear 33, 54. 79 is okay. 79 been well represented pretty much. Except the last guy wore 79, got Dak sacked 6 times. But I don't know. You can't retire every number, but
right, that's the problem.
Every time somebody wears 33, I got a problem with that. If you ain't wearing 12, or you ain't wearing 24, your ass don't need to be wearing 33.
Yeah, but,
or 22.
But I mean, we sit here and say that, but they've made 96 a number, or a 94 a number that they give to players that they think have that type of ability. They've made 88 a number that they give to players they think had that ability. So I guess if you were more discerning about who you gave that number to, there's been some spares who've worn 54.
Yeah, Bruce Carter.
Yeah. Seemed there was a white linebacker who wore 54 who was a spare.
What was Sam Adams? What's Sam Adams wearing? Sam Williams. What is he wearing?
I can't remember, because he hadn't. Sam Williams reminds me. I was about to say I don't know, because he's really never. I mean, he's made a play or two, but not enough for me to remember his number.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, real briefly, before we get to Todd Archer, who's probably going to be spicy Todd this morning.
I wonder why.
Is that because we late? Is because I went over to Brady James. He had a big game against the Raiders, probably his second or third year. I think it was second or third year. And I went over to talk to him, and he said, "Oh, you finally came over here to talk to me." And, I was being spicy Taylor. I said, "Well, you finally made a play worth having me come over to talk to you about." And that started a long and beautiful and love-hate relationship with Brady James. Now we got that out the way. Let's call Todd Archer. Well, Big Joe's calling Todd Archer. Archer is brought to you each and every Wednesday by Smokey John's Barbecue. Smokey John's Barbecue, that food you to live for. 1820 West Mockingbird.
Hello.
What's up, bro? Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. Sorry about that.
No worries. It sounded like your Bluetooth was probably kicking in and kicking out.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're driving today.
Yeah, you probably got to go to work today, man.
Driving up to the Star.
Yeah. See, it's a lot going on with the Cowboys right now. So let's jump into it. Larry Allen dies at 52. Comes to a shock as everybody. He's on vacation with his family in Mexico. Shocked me just because you don't think of the indestructible Larry Allen dying at 52. Have you heard anything else about why he or how he may have died?
Other than just the team's release from died suddenly, so it leads you to think he collapsed and they just weren't able to revive him. But I have not seen a cause of death anywhere, nor ever heard anything. So, but yeah, just a sad day, and it makes like I got to Larry at the end, really 03, 04, 05, and it was more about his fights with Parcells and just how great he was. But then, you know, being here for so long and hearing other players talk about the things that he would do. Now, these guys are all alphas. They're all the best in the world at what they do. And he had them in awe. Like, that doesn't happen a lot.
No,
right?
Well, I'll tell you my Aikman story. So I'm working on a story on Larry in 1998. And I'm talking to a bunch of his teammates, and I remember this distinctly because we were at Valley Ranch, not the Star, and I bumped into Aikman, who may have been coming out of Jerry's office or something, so he was down the hallway, and I just bumped into him. And I said, "Hey, I'm working on this Larry piece. Can I holler at you while you're walking?" And he's like, "Yeah." And so we're talking, and I go, the standard question. I said, "So what makes Larry different? Why does everybody talk about he's special?" And he literally stops, and he looks at me, and he goes, "He blocks people out of the frame on tape." And I go, "What that mean?" He says, "Literally, you see him, and then the guy disappears because he's blocked them so far off the tape, you can't see him." He goes, "Yeah. Nobody does that in the NFL." He goes, "But he does it regularly." And he just goes, "He's unbelievable. There's nobody like him." And then we finished talking about that. And that led me to asking Tommy Robinson, who was the running backs coach at the time, but I had a good relationship with him. And this is the time when you could roam the halls and work as long as you wanted to and stay at the facility as long as you wanted to, as long as you weren't stealing anything. And I said, "Hey, T-Rob, show me some tape of Larry Allen, man, because I'm working on this piece. I need to know why he's great." And he shows me, and he pulls up this clip against the Giants, and the Cowboys are running like the lead draw, whatever their basic run play is. Emmett gains about 6-7 yards. And at the end of the play, he says, "That's why he's special." And I go, "What the hell are you talking about? It's a 6-yard run." He goes, "Nah, look at the field, man. Look at the field. Everybody, every other offensive and defensive lineman is all sprawled out on the ground. Larry Allen's still standing." He's like, "That's his balance. That's his strength. He's never on the ground."
Yeah.
And so, that was a story that kind of came to mind from a playing standpoint, about Larry Allen. But it's just hard to believe that a guy that big, a guy that strong is gone, man, at 52. Because I'm 57, so 52 seems extremely, extremely young. And frankly, if I could be honest with y'all, I was triggered for a minute because my mother died at 52, and it just seems incredibly young to die. Once you hit your 50s, you're like 52. I still feel like I got about 25, 30 more years left before I even need to think about it.
Right. And I had a few different players reach out to me to ask about what happened, and they all ended with the text with, "It's just sad. He was a great man." Like. And we never really, well, you were around Larry this whole time, but obviously I wasn't. He didn't open up to really anybody, right? You didn't talk to him much or at all. And that was just how he was. I don't know if it's because he was a mean dude. I just think he wasn't comfortable in that spotlight and everything that came with playing for the Cowboys, even if he was the best offensive lineman in the league at the time. And I just go back to like how much in awe other players held him in, and how much respect or fear that they had of him. Like I remember it was Romo or Witten or one of those guys. Like when Larry went into the Hall of Fame, like, they were responsible for, getting something on before the Saturday road trips, like some dip or some stuff, some food or something like that. And they didn't get it, or they were late getting it. And like Larry just shot him a look, and they were like, "Oh God, what are we going to do now?" Like he was, yeah. Like you think about the great players in this franchise's history, going back to the beginning, and Bob Lilly's Mr. Cowboy, and you got Roger Staubach, you got the triplets. I mean, can the argument be made that Larry played his position better than anybody the Cowboys have ever had?
Oh, I think you can certainly make that conversation. When you consider he played guard and he played tackle, I think he made All-Pro at both of them. And then you consider the fact that I think it was 96 or 97 when whoever was playing left tackle got hurt, and I think it was 96, 97, and Switzer made him the nickel tackle, which meant on third down passing situations,
right.
He moved from guard to tackle. I mean, think about that.
Right.
Like, first off, we're going to tell you we passing, but it don't matter because we just moved Larry out there, so, he's there to handle your guy. That, to me, makes you a Hall of Famer, just because nobody, I don't remember anybody ever doing that since then. I mean, I'm sure maybe somebody has.
Yeah, like last week we're in the locker room, we're talking to Tyler Smith, and I think Saad asked him about the Cowboys compared, Stephen Jones mentioned Larry Allen's name to you. What does that mean? And he gave an answer, and I'm like, okay, what does he really know about Larry Allen, right? Like, Tyler Smith was 2 years old when Larry left here, or whatever it would have been, right? I mean, certainly didn't remember him winning a Super Bowl and any of that stuff. And all of a sudden he goes, well, I know he went to Sonoma State. I know he almost died of meningitis when he was young. I know he was a tough guy. I know it. And like he just ripped through like the whole Larry Allen bio. And it's probably because he's wearing 73 and they wanted to give a look, he wanted to know the history of the spot and stuff. But like,
cool.
Here's a guy that doesn't know Larry, probably never met Larry Allen because he wasn't very, he wasn't really around here. He never really came around or lived around here anymore. So, right. But you could tell, like, he even, Tyler studied up on him and say, okay, what legacy am I inheriting here to know what this guy was all about?
No, it's, I mean, I think when you get one of those, and it's funny because me and Joe were talking about legacy numbers before the show because it was, this is episode 112, and we always like to talk about what Cowboy wore, whatever number we're talking about. So it was Roger Staubach today. And then he mentioned some spare who wore his number in preseason. And that started the whole legacy number talk. But it seems like if you have a few legacy numbers, whether it's 8, 12, although I don't think anybody's wearing either one of those ever, or 74. But if it's 73 or 96 or 88 or 33 or 22.
94. You say 94?
94, yeah. I mean. You should give them the number and like, yo, here go the history with the number. And you should be advised to understand the history of the number. And this is why we're giving you the number, not to add any pressure. But we think you're this type of caliber player. And so blase.
So there you go. Let's turn this into the CD Lamb topic now about the number 88 and the legacy of that number and how he's I don't believe we'll see him today at the mini camp.
Well, I mentioned something yesterday that I don't expect to see him. Like maybe he would do a hold in where, okay, I'll sit there and attend meetings, but I'm not getting out on the field. And if I was him, I wouldn't get out on the field either. But before I get my new deal. So you don't think he's going to be there at all today?
No, and it's this. So remember last year when Zach Martin held out of training camp, right. We kept repeating like these fines can't be rescinded, right? He's on. Right. The team can't just waive them, which is what would usually happen when guys would hold out. Well, these fines for mini camp, it's at the team's discretion. So theoretically, they could, if he misses these 3 days, they could say you're out $101,716 or something around that number. Yeah. But I think if they come to an agreement on the contract, they'd also say, don't worry about it, we're good. Now, and there's another strange stuff with the CBA. If he misses training camp time. Is that also at the team's discretion because it's his rookie contract? I got to study that one some more. But, yeah, I'm surprised that he wouldn't a little surprised that he wouldn't be here and do exactly what you said. Just kind of, get a workout in, but don't do anything on the field. I mean, he can avoid us. He doesn't need to talk to the media or anything like that. But it just, now that this Justin Jefferson deal is done, other than pride, other than I don't know what, like there's a pathway to this deal. Now, if CD says, I want more than Justin Jefferson, well, that might be a while. Right? I mean,
I think we have to define what more is. Is more like the traditional, I want $5
money.
more. $5 more so that I can say I am now the highest paid player since I have more catches and more touchdowns. It's more like $100,000 or it's more like another $5 million. That's my only question. It seems to me like
we don't know the answer to that one. But let's just take the dollar signs out of it for a second. Who's the better receiver?
Justin Jefferson. So
CD slots in under him. It shouldn't be $35 million. It should be now. If we're going to go, this is where. Let's say he's at 30. Justin Jefferson's 35. AJ Brown's 32. Right.
Right.
Do you just split the difference in that between those two guys and say, well, certainly CD's better than AJ Brown, and he's not quite Justin Jefferson, so you give him 33 and a half? Is that what right in the middle? Yeah.
Yeah. Here's the problem with that. Both of the things both of the points you all made can make sense. Now I'm going to ask the general question. Why is he better than CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson? You got to tell me something other than watch the tape. So why is he better than CeeDee Lamb when their stats are virtually identical?
Look, and this is where you're nitpicking here, right? Because they're both great, and all that, right? So you're by praising Justin Jefferson, I'm not saying CeeDee Lamb isn't capable of doing those things as well. Right. It just maybe that we haven't seen it. I would say, and what's funny is the times that the Cowboys have played Justin Jefferson, he's done nothing.
Right. Yeah. Right.
So, well, he plays more than 2 games against other teams, Jacques. Right. So,
I know, but I'm getting to a point though.
So let me say something. The tape is always what proves who's better, but I would say this: it doesn't matter who's better. It's really who do you have. It's one of them things. It's the old Lee Steinberg answer to Warren Moon makes more money than Joe Montana. We don't have Joe Montana. You got Warren Moon, so you need to pay him.
Well, that's kind of what I'm getting at. Like, we can sit here and say, and I can agree with you. Okay, yeah. I think CeeDee Lamb. I think Justin Jefferson is better. The problem is CeeDee Lamb don't think that.
Yeah.
Right.
And CeeDee Lamb agent don't think that.
Yep.
And when you put the stats up there, the stats are not going to say that he's significantly better. The stats may say we're by pro. I got more catches and touchdowns. You got more yards and higher yards per average. We the same. So if we the same, I want the same. And that's what I said. That's what I meant when I said what is more. Is more like I want to be the highest paid receiver because I look at myself as slightly better than Justin Jefferson. Or CD could be like, you know what, man? I believe we really are the 2 best receivers in the game. We 1-2, 1A, 1B, depending on how you look at it. So, yeah, give me that deal and we good. But I don't think he's like, this is just me. I don't think he's like, yeah, Justin Jefferson's better, so I'll take $2 million less.
Oh, no, he ain't going to say that.
It becomes that respect thing.
No, he ain't going to say that. But you asked me who I thought was
better. But
that's
the respect argument is again, it's not. This is why I'm terrible at this stuff. Like, just they're giving you more than $30 million a year. There's a lot of respect there. Like, let's. I mean, that's kind of. I understand the player ego and all that. I get all that stuff. But there has to come a point where a player has to say, do I want to be here or do I not want to be here? And what's it worth? And if it's not, if you want to be the highest paid, and this maybe delves into the Dak situation as well a little bit. At some point, there comes a time where, like, I'm good. Like, that deal is fine by me. Now, I always wonder, is it the player that does these sort of things, or is it the agent that does these sort of things? Because they're thinking of the next guy that they're trying to sign out of college or take from another agent, where they can say, I got player X, the highest paid position at blah, 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 all that stuff. They're not thinking about the player that they're working for, that they're working for. They're thinking of what's in it for them.
Nah, I think there's some truth to that. I don't think you can deny that. But I think just in general, and this is always a good way to talk about it to me. Like, when you're negotiating with ESPN, how do you figure out how much money makes you happy? In general, do you check with your boys and say, hey, ballpark, where you at, bro? Or do you just be like, it doesn't matter where anybody else is, as long as I get this number, I'm good?
As long as I get what I want, I'm good. I don't care what such and such makes at such and such other spot. There's a lot of things that go into it, and where, again, the zeros in their contracts and our contracts are a lot different. Yeah.
But
I don't want to eventually become a salary cap casualty,
bro.
Bro, you gotta be affordable. You gotta be affordable. Yeah.
That's real. That's real, and that's a good discussion, because when I was negotiating with ESPN, I was like, I was talking to the Dallas Morning News, and I think I've told this story before. I was like, hey, I don't have to be in Tim Calishaw's cul-de-sac, but I need to be in the subdivision. And I had a good idea of what that would put me. But I also had conversations, since I've been working for myself, and I had them with ESPN, and it's funny as I look back at it. One of the persons who was hiring me to do a bunch of work at Jackson State said, you've done such a great job, we're going to bump you to this per story. And I said, this is cool, okay? I'm good where I am right now. I'm good. And you can bump me, but don't be telling me I used the same words y'all just used. I said, but don't tell me I'm a salary cap casualty in 6 months, because I'm good where I'm at. Now, if you could, and she's like, no. We're not going to make that. You good. You straight. I said, okay, but I'm telling you, I got no interest in being a salary cap casualty in a few months, because you're talking about I made too much money. And so I get it from both ways. And so it really just depends on your mindset at that particular time. Now, just so y'all know, 2 years later, she left for a better job, and the person who replaced her decided I need to be a salary cap casualty. But then that person got replaced by another person, and then I wasn't a salary cap casualty anymore. I was back to being cool. But that's how it works. So
back to CeeDee Lamb and out of the Jacques Taylor pocketbook.
Yes. Let's start with the Todd Archer pocketbook.
Well, but I think I'll come at it from the team's perspective. We've always talked about they're not getting these deals done. They got to change their message, yada yada. They got to come up with a new way to get these things done. There's a pathway to get a deal done now.
Right.
Get it done. Like, there are no more excuses here. Other than if you don't want to pay the guy $35.1 million a year out of not thinking he's the best receiver in the league, or all that stuff. But so we shouldn't be hearing, we probably shouldn't be hearing it now. We shouldn't be hearing they've really not had any discussions, because all the leaves have fallen. Like, no other leaf is falling here. And so let's go. Start talking and get a deal, and at least make the attempt. And now the counter is the other side has to be willing to be a willing partner in this thing too, because they know the leaves have fallen. Okay, get it, figured out. And if they ask for $38 million a year and the Cowboys counter with 30 a year, it doesn't mean you just go, no need talking. No, just figure it out, man. Like there's a you can see the runway.
Yeah, bro. I'm with you. I still contend, and I could be wrong, but I contend that if you were more aggressive early, and when the market was still had not been set at this level, if you had come in with a strong offer off of whatever the top was before, like AJ Brown got paid, if you had been very aggressive, you could have set the market, and maybe you could have set the market at 32.
We're making assumptions, however, that they didn't do that.
Oh, let me see. Yeah, but I don't mind making that assumption because I think if they had made a strong enough offer, not just we're going to try to sneak one past your offer, but a real legitimate, like, hey, we really going to put a good offer out there. Schefter or you or Chill or somebody would have made it known that we gave this 12-letter cuss word a legitimate offer. They BS. That's what I believe anyway.
My belief is they were never going to, CD side was never going to do a deal until Justin Jefferson's thing got done.
Okay.
Because why should he? Right?
Yep.
Like it's the same with Dak. Dak was never going to do a deal until a deal had to be done. Like, and Dak, guess what? Dak got everything he wanted. So I think these guys now are seeing.
Well,
or most of these guys are now seeing, if you wait, you're going to get what you want. So unless you come up with, and now look, Trayvon Diggs did a deal. I'm sure he got everything he wanted. But if he had waited, maybe it would have played out differently because of the knee injury. But maybe he would have been higher than what he's at, right? So it's hard from, like, when I look at these things and the way that we grew up, right? Like how you can say no to a $90 million guarantee, which I think is what Dak's guarantee was back in 2019, something like that. How do you say no to that? Like, that's what I can't wrap my head around while growing up, not having everything, right? Like, knowing it was a struggle for my parents to get me a nice pair of basketball shoes and stuff like that, right? Like, I would have just, yep, I'm good. Take it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how these guys can look at all those numbers and say, nah, I'm waiting. Because especially in this sport, man, it goes quick, and you never know what's going to happen, and you could be left.
Well, that's why you got to get what you get.
Right.
But man, I think the difference is, especially if once you've had your first rookie contract and you're on your second deal. I remember times me and my friends sat around my house, and I remember these, and Joe might have been at some of them meetings. Some of them. Is this when
Michael Johnson was mowing the lawn?
You know what, man? That's completely unnecessary.
Jam taken. Shots fired.
I told you we was gonna get spicy Todd today.
You ain't that spicy today.
And we would sit around and go, man, if we ever make 50,000, this thing is a wrap.
Oh yeah, them dumbass conversations. Yeah.
And then I remember it became, bruh, don't let us get to 75, dog.
Yeah, if I
get to 75, it is over.
Yeah.
And then it became, if we ever get to 6 digits, we retired, man.
Yeah.
It's over. We ain't even got to work no more. And that's because every time you reach a level, you find another level, or you find out that, this ain't what I thought it was. I guess I need a little bit more. Or, I can only do this at this level, but if I was at the next level, I could do that.
Or better yet, you can have all those things you dreamed of, but they cost every bit of that 80, 75, 100 that you paying.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
And they cost that
you was dream. You can have all your dreams, but they cost.
Yeah. No. One of my boys was talking about that the other day. He was owns a business, and he branched it out, and he's like, I don't know if I should have branched it out because I got all the money, but now I don't have no time. I want my time back. And, my point is, I think that athletes look at it and they just go, I just want market value. Whatever I deem market value is, doesn't matter how much it is. It's whatever I deem guys who do what I do make this or should make this, and that's what I want. And it doesn't matter what the numbers are. It's more of that. So it's always a compelling conversation to me because I don't think there's a right or wrong answer or approach. It's just whatever you value. Some people value the money. Some people value the security. You know, that's like in baseball. You see cats be like, you know what? I'm going to sign this under market deal before I reach free agency because I'm going to get $100 million over the next 8 years. But I got it. I'm good. It's guaranteed. I'm straight. And if contracts go to $300 million, that'd be nice. But guess what? I got this $100 million guaranteed. You know, man, if we talk about it, Tyron Smith took that approach, I think. He was underpaid a lot, but he got all his money. Yeah.
I mean, we talked about before, Witten was probably, quote, underpaid. Like he could have held out for more, but always opted to not get in that salary cap casualty range. And
bro, in the NFL, there's something to be said for that.
Right. So yeah, and that's again, I always like to say, and I know I've used this line on you, Jacques, like what we do for a living, and there's probably some of us in this business that need to be reminded of this. We are of their world. We are not in their world.
Nah, bro.
So it's hard for us to wrap our minds around some of this stuff of having the ability to pass on generational money for even greater generational money. But I always don't. Okay, if I'm a player, do I truly care about the 3-year cash flow on a contract if I'm guaranteed $100 million? Like, no, I'm getting $100 million, so I'll take it 10 years from now. I know I'm still going to have $100 million. Like, I'm good. Like the Bobby Bonilla contract, right? The guy doesn't have to do anything for the rest of his life, and he knows he's collecting, well, at least for another 8, 10 years, whatever it is. He's collecting 1.6 or 1 point whatever million a year from the Mets.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's you know, that's why I say it's all about what you value, man. But at a certain point, because I was talking to my friend about lifestyle, and now he's a millionaire, but I'm like, is there a difference in your lifestyle between $1 million and $5 million a year, dog, or do you need 10 million? At what number do you see a difference in your lifestyle? And that's what we like. There's no difference in Dak's lifestyle with what his next contract will bring. I mean, there was probably a difference in the one when he signed the $30 million. That probably changed his lifestyle, however much.
Right.
And that was what, year 5, you know, when they franchised him. But after that year, I mean, I don't think his lifestyle has changed much. Like, I'm sure his checks go to direct deposit and get split up 50 different ways into 50 different places in terms of stocks and mutual funds or whatever.
Because you don't think he's going to the bank every 2 weeks with a check or whatever the heck it would be? I'd like to deposit this, please.
No, I don't think so. I'd like a couple $100 in cash back, please. Bam, you got 10? No, I don't think he's doing all of that. You know, so but it's always an interesting conversation. I expect, like you, I expect CeeDee Lamb to get done before training camp, or you know, it'll be done the first day of camp. Because Cowboys like to wait. But now that the parameter's been set.
Right, don't wait. That's my point. No one needs to wait anymore. Other than, you know, look, everybody's going on vacation soon because it's June and that's what everybody does. Before you go on vacation, get the deal done. Both sides. Like, what are we waiting for now? There's no more leaves to fall. Sit in a room, turn on the, you know, Zoom call, whatever you got to do. Just figure it out, man. Like, there's no reason to wait.
No, it ain't that complicated.
Both sides, no reason to wait.
No. Before we let you get up out of here, you have thoughts on the Mavs and the Celtics?
A week and a half ago, I texted David Moore and said Mavs in 6.
Wow.
Talking about beating the Celtics, just because I think they're playing better than Boston has played.
My man.
But you're not gonna like me now. But
I said Mavs in 6 the other day.
Now I'm gonna say Celtics in 6.
Hell no.
Tim Cowlishaw said Mavs in 5.
Yeah, he got a text message on that one. I think that when you look at, I'm not trying to take away the Mavs and denigrate who they've beaten. They are playing an offensive team now that is better than any offensive team that they've faced in the playoffs, where you don't have guys you don't need to guard.
Right.
So they got to guard 1 through 5 now, and maybe 1 through 6.
Who's the 5 going to be?
Well, Porzingis or Horford or whatever. They're calling one. I'm not saying position wise. I'm saying player 1 through 5.
Okay. Gotcha.
They got to guard Horford and Porzingis where they didn't need to guard Gobert. They didn't need to guard. Help me out on Oklahoma. Giddey. They didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like they can't do that with the Celtics because all of those guys. If Horford is the guy that can hit some shots, he struggled with it. But I think this represents their most difficult challenge defensively because Boston has someone who can score all over the court. And that's not been the case with some of the other teams that they've played. And so that means, in my mind, Luka will have to work harder defensively on somebody than he's had to work in these last couple series. And that might affect him somehow, although the 2 games off and blah, blah, the schedule helps him and helps his health. But Derek White and Drew Holiday can switch everything. There's a lot of I'm interested in seeing how the matchups work against Kyrie and Luka and how they goes because I think the Cowboys, the Celtics have some defenders that can guard multiple positions, multiple ways, and have size, speed, and quickness and strength.
Yeah. No, I'm expecting a sensational series.
What year is this? It's 2024 or 1986.
What are you talking about?
Because I love the 86 Celtics. I'm a Celtics fan. I used to be. But, no, them guys soft over there. Dallas going to kick their ass.
Now you're just trying to draw me offside.
No, I ain't trying to draw y'all. I said the same thing. I said the same thing the other day. I said,
I'm not False Adams on this one, Joe.
No. I don't draw you
I'm
outside.
not false starting.
Listen. I ain't never tried to draw you outside because you ain't like that. Now I can draw Clarence outside in 0.2 seconds, but no, I ain't. I'm just telling you, that's what
you said they're going to kick their ass.
Well, Jason Tatum already over there talking about, we don't, Kyrie was all right. It was okay when he was here. It was all of our fault. No, dog, step up and say you couldn't stand his ass. Step up and say you're going to kick his ass. However you got to say it, say that. Don't say it was okay and it was everybody's fault because y'all hated him when he was there. And he was supposed to get y'all over the hump, and he never got it done. Show me some damn animosity. Please, I don't need all that political correctness and shit. I don't need that.
All right, then when are you going to get on Luka for not ripping Porzingis? Because he couldn't stand him. Is he ripping Porzingis?
Oh, he's going to rip Porzingis during the game.
Well, no. Now you're doing the Clarence Hill of changing the arguments.
No,
I'm not talking about during the game.
Don't do that. Just call me ugly. Don't call me Clarence Hill. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that. Come on, man. You done drew me outside. I can have my damn character.
Now you've changed the argument.
Okay,
why doesn't Luka come out and rip Porzingis publicly before the series?
How
he couldn't stand playing with him.
Yeah, he always full of it at the damn press conference. He 2 different people at the damn press conference.
But it's not okay for Jason Tatum to be 2 different people.
Nah, he's soft anyway. I'm not. You know what? I'm not gonna make too much sense right
you know who's boys with Jason Tatum?
Who is that?
Who that?
Zeke.
Is that right? From
St. Louis guys. St. Louis.
That's right.
I forgot about that.
St. Louis, yeah.
And how about this one I just read the other day?
That makes him a whole lot tougher, I guess.
Kachuk and Jason Tatum went to the same from the Panthers. I can't think of his first name. Matthew, maybe? Went to the same high school in St. Louis. How about that?
Who, the Panthers' first round pick?
Yeah, the Panthers is a Matthew Kachuk, Keith Kachuk's kid. I forget which one plays for Calgary and which one.
You know what? I did read that somewhere a long time back. So yeah, because they boys, and it was the hockey guy and the basketball guy.
Yeah,
both at a high level. All right, that's look at you coming up with the quality trivia. I appreciate
There you go. Yeah. Glad to get help.
On that note, have fun out there at the Star, man, and let me know if CD shows up.
All right, will do. Thanks, fellas.
All right, brother.
Yes,
Take
sir.
care.
See ya.
That's Todd Archer, brought to you each and every Wednesday by Smokey John's Barbecue, the food that is to live for. Today is Wing Wednesday, Smoked Wing Wednesday at Smokey John's Barbecue. Swing through, pick you up some. I mean, seriously, that's what they're there for. But Smokey John's Barbecue, home of the Jam Session Bowl. It's a bowl that's got a mac and cheese or a mashed potato base, and then your choice. 2 out of 5 smoked meats. Your boy likes to rock with the sausage and the brisket, and then, yeah, all that stuff you find on a loaded baked potato like cheese and bacon bits and onions or chives, whichever you prefer, butter, sour cream, all that good stuff, man. They put it on top, and then they drizzle it with sauce or they drench it with sauce, your choice. It is to live for. It's enough for 2, real easy. Got a little shorty, 3 of y'all can eat off of it, no problemo, okay? Trust me on that. It is food to live for. The Jam Session Bowl is fantastic. I've sent a lot of people to Smokey John's. I have never, ever heard anybody say anything other than it was fantastic. And it was worth the hype. And yes, I do hype it up quite a bit. But that's because delicious. When Content Dave decides he wants a cheat day, because he's been in this no sugar, eat good thing for a minute now. He's trying to get sexy. We're going to take him over there and let him chow down on Jam Session Bowl. Maybe we'll take something home to his girl. But if you need Smokey John's in your life immediately, what you need to do is go to the marketplace. Click on SmokeyJohns.com, go to Marketplace. Click on the sauce or the rub, have it sent to the crib. Couple days, no problem. If you got to have it like today, like really today, I'm cooking, I need the rub today. You can find it at HEBs all over DFW. Frisco, Burleson, McKinney, Allen, Waxahachie. Hey, wherever you at, they got an HEB these days. Pick it up, put it on your food. It's fantastic. A little hint for y'all. This right here, the rub. Try it on some popcorn. Thank me later, thank me later, thank me later. That's all I'm going to say about that. But that was Todd Archer, brought to you each and every Wednesday by Smokey John's Barbecue. Food to live for. Why? Because it is love in your mouth. Cracks me up every time. Okay, I just want to run my theory past you, dog. The Stars lose in 6 games to the Edmonton Oilers. Just for the record, I'm now an Edmonton Oilers fan. Okay? I would love to see the cup go back to Canada. That's where the game started. We brought it to North America, but I would love to see Canada have the cup. They ain't had it since 93. I was a huge, I told y'all many times, I grew up in Buffalo with the Sabres and the French Connection, René Robert, Gilles Perreault, Rick Martin, Dave Dryden was the goalie, Jim Schoenfeld and Jerry Corrad was the defenseman. Yeah, I still know the starting 5 for the Buffalo Sabres from the mid-'70s because I was a hockey fan. But when I moved to Dallas, obviously I had no team. And the Sabres kind of faded, and I got on with the great one, and Messier, and that whole Edmonton run. I was on it because they played wide open, exciting hockey, and the fact that they came from the WHL and all of that stuff. So I was a big hockey guy. So I'd love to see them get the cup, but I have a theory on why the Stars lost. And I've espoused this theory on a few other topics because sometimes it matters. But here's my theory. The Stars, Joe, are a terrific team. Got a great blend of youth and veterans. And I really thought, they got to the Western Conference Finals. They had a great year. They just didn't finish it off. This is the second time in a row they've been to the Western Conference Finals. But here's what reared its proverbial ugly head to me. I think they scored 4 goals in the last 3 games. All right. Here's the problem. Now, the Stars, I believe, were the second highest scoring team in the National Hockey League. They had 8 20-goal scorers. Jason Robertson, I think, led them with 30 goals. Rupe Hintz may have had 30. But they had 8 20-goal scorers. Here's my issue, Joe. They don't have that 12-letter cuss word who can say, hey, fellas, I got you tonight. The problem with having 8 20-goal scorers is you got a lot of scoring depth. You got a lot of guys who can score. You don't have anybody you can count on a given night and say, this is that dude that's unstoppable. This is that force of nature that you can't deal with when he's on his game. Connor McDavid. Or, in basketball talk, they don't have a Luka. They don't have a Kyrie. They don't have somebody who can, the game starts and we can put him down for a goal and an assist. They don't have that guy. And they might need that guy because those to me are the guys at the end of the day, in the biggest moments, in the biggest games, you can say, hey, right now, Corey Seager, it's your time, baby. Nate Eovaldi, it's your time. Troy, it's your time. Emmett, it's your time. Michael, it's your time. You know? And I think they're just missing that guy. They had it with Dirk. Mavericks had some guys who averaged double figures, but they had the dude who at winning time or in the biggest games, you could count on this guy to deliver. And if he didn't, you're like, damn, I can't believe he did deliver. And so to me, that's what they're missing. They're a great team. They really are. But they're missing that one ingredient to put them over the top. What do you think about that as a theory?
I'm only here during hockey segments, so I don't get fined. All hockey questions are rhetorical. I don't know why you keep doing that, asking me.
Well, I mean, that was really just about.
Well, okay, that's a great.
That was
theory.
more of a sports question.
That's a great theory, dog.
Yeah, okay. All right. Anyway, that to me is what the Stars need. Now let's move on to your Dallas Mavericks.
It takes me a little while to recover after I hear love in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All right, you know what I'm saying? My stomach got to unclench just for a little bit. But all right.
Your Dallas Mavericks. Todd talked about the offensive machine that is the Boston Celtics. And the interesting part about that is there was a time where, you know, with the Mavericks, they just didn't play defense. Now, recently, I've heard a lot of people say, well, it's not that they didn't play defense. They didn't have the parts to play defense. Now, do you buy that as a theory?
Yeah, there's some truth to that because defense is the parts and the sum of your parts. You know, like the attitude. You know, everybody. You know, it's the mentality and the parts. They used to just like your boy Chad, your brother Chad said. They used to just chuck it up, and if it failed, they won. Then they got those parts, and then Jason was able to, and the staff was able to do other things. You know what I'm saying? It used to be let's just score more points.
Right.
Now it's let's get some stops. Let's slow these guys down and get our breath, and then let's make this run.
All right. Here's what Ty was talking about. Jason Tatum averaged 28 points a game for the Celtics. Jaylen Brown averages 25 points a game. Derek White, the point guard, averages 17.8 points a game. Drew Holiday, the other guard, averages 12.7, and then Porzingis averages 12.3. That's been in the playoffs.
All right.
In the regular season, now this is the regular season. Tatum averaged 27 points a game. Brown averaged 23. Porzingis, in the 57 games he played, averaged 20. And then you got Derek White at 15, Drew Holiday at 12.5, and then Al Horford at 8. Sam Hauser comes in, Peyton Pritchard come in. But those are big scores, and so that's what Todd is talking about. If Porzingis comes back, you got 3 20-point scores There's nobody for you to be like, we don't care about that dude. He can have as many open shots as he wants. We don't care. Because we saw a lot of Luka just lurking around the paint in the last series. Not really having to guard Rudy Gobert or whoever he was assigned to. And that won't be the case in this one. That being said, the Mavericks have evolved into a good defensive team. I think they have principles that they follow. And then they have, with Gafford and Lively, they have legitimate rim protectors. Legitimate. Gafford been swatting shots left and right lately. And with P.J. Washington and Derrick Jones Jr., they can match up with some guys. And Kyrie is playing good defense in terms of staying in front of guys and really putting forth effort. And Luka will play good defense in spots. And so, one of the interesting stats is the Mavericks were one of the best teams in the league, first or second, since the trade in terms of allowing the lowest shooting percentage in the paint. So they make you get your stuff from the outside because they got the two rim protectors. Where have you seen the Mavericks defense make the most improvement?
On the offensive end. Meaning that when Luka and Kyrie get going, see, basketball you playing two ways. When Luka and Kyrie get going, they making you chase them. When Luka get in the paint, he banging off of you. He making you expend energy. And that's the thing that hurts other teams. See, you can play all the defense you want, but if you ain't doing nothing, if you ain't making that other team move around and chase you on the other end, it ain't gonna matter. So when they get it going as a team, when they get everything going, that's when the defense kick up. Because the other team is trust. I mean, defense is one thing that we can talk about, but that team is driven by offense. And offense affects the other team, energy level. Energy. To me, basketball is really about energy. What you gonna use it? What you gonna use it on? What you gonna focus on? If our offense get going, everything else is done. I don't trust Boston. None of them guys you talked about scoring them damn points. Them guys be fading, man. A lot of them guys are fading. Brown. Jaylen Brown is good, but do you trust Jaylen Brown? Is Jaylen Brown that killer? No. Is Jason Tatum that killer? Show me that this series. I want to see that against a good team. You can't do nothing with Luka. You can't do nothing with Kyrie. Them guys is killers. You understand? And then number 11, Kyrie is a damn champion. And so I'm just saying it's something. It's them intangibles that matter when it comes to championships.
And I think that's why this is going to be a great series.
We're going to kick their ass. I'm keep saying that.
This, to me, reminds me a little bit in terms of build-up, a little bit like the Mavericks going up against the Heat in 2011, because you had Wade, you had Bosh, you had LeBron, of course, and it was just like, I just don't know how the Mavericks are going to beat them other than the Mavericks are playing some great basketball right now.
Yeah.
But the Mavericks, that particular team, here we go again, had some great chemistry and they had a great feel for one another. And they understood how to win. This team, because of Kyrie and Luka, I think, understands how to win. And so I think it's the same thing. If the games are close, at the end, you got a problem. Now, if you can separate early and, blow the Mavericks out by, be 8 to 10 point lead, it's all good. But if the games are close late, man, you just know that these two cats have no fear. And what do we always say? They're going to get the shot they want. It's just a matter of whether it falls or not. Boston's got a really good defense. Yeah, that's why I think it's just going to be a good series, man.
I wish they would. I wish they would start Al Horford. He don't block nothing.
No, I don't think
he ain't going to keep Kyrie out the lane. It ain't going to happen. That's what I'm saying. They're going to be in foul trouble if they start Al Horford. If Al Horford got to play major minutes against the Mavericks, yeah, we gonna dog them. I'm just saying. I'm just going to be absolute about that. I don't care.
Well, what bothers you most about the Celtics?
What you mean? What bothers me? What you think? What I think? Well, if them guys get hot, if Jason Tatum, which he ain't done in a long time, if he get consistent, they showing a lot more consistency than they have been in the past. That's why they in the championship. But sometimes them guys, Jason Tatum will hit you up for 45, and you be, damn, that boy is the best in the damn world. And then he'll come back 16. 16, and he disappeared on you. He been doing that a lot less this year because the other guys are stepping up.
Right.
But
you're saying he has it in him.
He has it in him to not give you a good game for whatever reason. He'll go in the tank sometime. So I want to see him do that. But I'm just saying, so I don't know. When you ask me what bothers me, nothing. Not really. Because I just think how they get to the series. Hell, everybody got hurt for them to get to the damn championship.
Yeah, but I mean, they won 64 games this year. They was the best team in the league.
Yeah, but everybody got hurt for them to get to the damn. To them, I mean, Embiid got hurt. Well, the Greek Freak got hurt. Hell, the Knicks ran out of bodies against Indiana. They might have gave them a better series. So I don't know. It's just when I look at the overall picture, I'm going, okay, they won 64 games. I don't give a damn. It's in the East.
Yeah.
I mean, it's paper. It's paper.
Yeah, well, we about to find out because the series starts on Thursday with Game 1. I can't wait. It's great.
I love basketball.
It's a great opportunity to, I think a huge thing is that, the Mavericks had plenty of rest now for Luka to get as good as he's going to be. The 2 days off, to me, really helps the Mavericks because Luka is the best player in the series and the most banged up player in the series amongst guys who play a lot. I guess maybe you could argue Porzingis.
Well, let's look at Luka. Luka's bad game versus a bad game from Jason Tatum. Luka 7-21, 15 rebounds, 10 assists. Oh my God, it's a terrible game. That's a triple double, dog. It's just bad game. Only time he have a bad game to me is when they lose. That's it. It's defined because he gonna have a, you know what I'm saying? He gonna impact that game.
He gonna put his numbers up.
That's right. He gonna put his numbers up. Does he ever have a really bad game? Really? I don't think so. No. That's what I'm saying. He don't go in the tank like that. I'm sorry. I know I'm being a hometown dude, but I'm all in. I'm all in. All in. What your boy say? You trying to draw me offside? No. Yeah. He said he was trying to make me Flozell Adams, man. My wife used to say, when Flozell used to jump outside, my wife used to say, he can't move? Not just a little bit. I said, no. She said, he move a lot. I said, yeah, I know. It's all good. But, yeah, man, we going to see. I think the Mavericks going to do them. I don't trust the Celtics. I don't trust them. Then, like I said, they blamed everybody because they didn't win the championship. And your boy over there being all nice and stuff. Gone up in there, Kyrie. Put some stank on it. Tie their ass up.
All right. Well, on that note, tie their ass up. Let's move on to the block, bro.
I hate that.
Man, I just got sleepy all of a sudden. It's only 10 o'clock in the morning.
You've been sleepy for a long time because your ass been yawning.
I've been trying to hide it.
Yeah.
Unsuccessfully, it seems like. Now, I had been up since 4 o'clock, but I went to bed at like 10 o'clock. That should have been enough, but I had a hard workout this morning. In part because I told y'all I felt like I died on the side of a mountain the last time I went hiking. Well, I got another hike planned for Saturday. I'm going out like a warrior this time, if I go out. I done bought some gear, bro, to get me ready for the hike. I'm a gear guy. whenever I get involved in something, I remember years ago. Do you know how to roller skate?
No. I tried. I have. Nah, I'm a skateboard.
How old were you when you tried?
Person. Probably about,
oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I own a skateboard.
When last time you been on a skateboard?
Probably about 6 years.
Okay, that's not really that long ago.
No, I scared the hell out of my mother-in-law one time. And I used to ride that thing. When me and Mill lived in some apartments, we had about 30 yards to the damn mailbox. And I used to ride that thing. Probably back in the 90s, I used to ride it to the mailbox. And all them little kids would go, man, look at that big old dude on the skateboard.
Really?
I'd go down there and I'd come back. And I remember one time I came back from the mailbox. This woman had a little boy with her. She goes, see, I told you you're not too old for your skateboard. But I'm not Tony Hawk on now, but I rode that thing. I rode it when I was little. And I found one at a garage sale. And I started riding that thing. I had to send you a picture of it. I still have
please do. Well, whenever I've had hobbies, and I haven't had a lot of them per se, but when I have active hobbies, well, I take that back. When I have hobbies, I get deep into the hobby. I immerse myself in a hobby for a while. And my dad is like that on steroids. My dad got into inline skating, which is why I was trying to get into it, because he made it sound so fun and look so easy. And I'm no cap, dog. He about 55 when he started inline skating. And so he said, hey, you got to get into it, man. And he actually sent me some money to get some skates. He said, get good skates. He said, get all the gear that you need. Get all them pads so you don't mind falling, because that's how you learn, blah, blah, blah. So that's kind of how I've always been. So once I went on that first hike, and it kicked my ass, and I thought I was going to die on the side of a mountain. I came back, and first thing I did once I recovered, man, I hopped on Amazon. And I ordered me a Camelback. I said, I'm not going to have my throat parched like that no more, trying to save 16 ounces of water. I bought some hiking tennis shoes. I have them on my feet right now, breaking them in. I went and got ordered some electrolyte tablets. Between the water and the tablets, I should be hydrated properly. I feel like if I'm hydrated properly, I can go. And then this morning for my workout, I started my workout with 20 minutes on the step mill. And dog, I even turned on a trail scene on the step mill so I could put my mind on the trail. And if I have time today, hopefully I will, I'm going to go get me about 25 minutes on the step mill later. I'll do another 25 or 30 tomorrow morning, trying to get my body used to the hill. Because I wanted to be successful by my standard on the next trip up the mountain. Now, would you consider yourself a gear guy? When you get involved in, like when you get on your drones, do you get every single solitary accessory?
Yeah, I have friends like I have other friends like that. I have a friend who does kayaks, and he does that for the exercise too, and he ended up with 3 kayaks.
That's
and then
stuff I would do.
Yeah, there you go. The same thing with the drone. The problem with the gear is that once you start the hobby, you buy a lot of stuff that you don't need. You know what I'm saying? That right. once you get your style down or however you do, you end up looking over there and going, damn, I probably spent X amount of dollars ordering that stuff from Amazon, and I didn't need that. I didn't need that, and that's extra. So, yeah, I think that's what happens a lot with those, because you don't know what's best for you when you're doing the hobby. Like the shoes that you have now, your first pair, they probably all right. But I guarantee you, knowing you and knowing how hobbies go, that you're going to upgrade to probably a different pair. You're gonna really find out what you like once you start doing it. That's what I mean. Right.
No, that's good, because these are cool. I wanted tennis shoe hiking shoes as opposed to hiking boots. Mm-hmm. And I didn't want to spend a lot of money for the reasons that we're talking about. And so I got these for I want to say like $45. And
You will know. I guarantee you, if you keep doing that, you're gonna come to me and say, "Dog, you notice the difference between $45 and $95? It's night and day."
Oh, I know.
You know what I'm saying? That's how it goes. You know,
the question is how serious you end up getting.
Yep.
Am I going like?
Yep.
I don't think I told you this. I was this young lady hit me up earlier this week. She wanted to meet and talk about journalism as a career. And so we were talking, and she said, like, so how was your weekend? And I told her, aside from this hike where I almost died, I said, not really, but, you know. She said, oh, my mom is an extreme hiker. And I go, define extreme hiker. She goes, you know, she got like a backpack, and they go on 30-mile hikes. And, yeah, I was just like, yeah, okay.
Yes, 30
I'm not
miles.
ready for that.
There's some camping involved in that. Yeah. That's not no one day stuff. That's kind of cool though. If you don't mind camping and stuff.
I'm sure her hiking boots are like hiking boots. Because you're right. There's a difference between.
They probably like pillows on her feet.
Yeah, and they probably got all kind of stuff that in case you step in the creek that your feet won't get wet and everything else. But I wanted this is like a starter kit. But I'm weird like this, like, you know, let me see how to say this. Like, the mountain kicked my ass, and it just left a bad feeling in my mouth. And so I feel like I want to kick the mountain's ass at some point. And so, like, I'll keep going back until I can finish the hike and be like, okay, that was a good workout. Like, when I go to the gym now, I go, you know what? That was a good workout. I want to end the hike up and be like, okay, let me see what else I got to do today, as opposed to, Lord, help me get back to the house so that I can pass out for the next 6 hours. And so I like challenges like that. You know, we have some things that work out when we might do something and I'm not good at it. I'll be sneaking back to the gym, practicing, trying to get good at it. So I'm competitive like that. Kind of against myself in a lot of ways, but I find it fun. So I'm looking forward to the hike on Saturday, and me getting all this gear and working out in a specific way this week is to prepare me to perform much better on my hike than I did on the first time through.
Yeah, you're like I said, you'll fool around and have a little museum of accessories.
I be thinking about it, man, because you know, I do, you know, I just kind of do that. That helps me get into it. It helps me really enjoy it. I did that when I was doing photography, taking pictures of my son and stuff.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember you
ended up with
did.
A bunch of lenses and stuff.
Yeah, but you went deep in photography. Actually, got pretty good at it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. I couldn't help but know you got pretty good at it because
I'm posting things.
I was gonna get the picture. I was gonna get the picture whether I wanted it or not. You know what I'm saying? And that's what some of my friends do, whether it be motorcycles, kayaks, or whatever. You know, that's part of being a friend. Where, you know, I had one of my friends that was always changing the lights and stuff on his Harley, and he did 90 million things at Harley. Well, I wanted to know or not, I was gonna get the picture of that damn Harley and all the stuff he did to it. So it's all good. You know, that's that support thing. Or he does a lot of stuff with his Jeep. You know, where he does all that low, whatever that is, that low impact 4x4 stuff. I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, he, you know, it's really some cool stuff that people get into. And then everybody that I know got drone footage when I started flying. For sure. I sent this. I did the same thing. Hey, look at this, man. I'm doing this right here. And so,
I got some sunsets and some roofs and some forests.
There you go. And I got a lot of suggestions too. Why don't you fly like this? Why don't you fly like this? Say, man, fly your drone like that. All right? Do yours like that. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't have one. Exactly.
As for me and my drone, we're going to do it like this.
Yeah. And I ended up with I think my count now is about 6, maybe. The last one I bought, you can put in the palm of your hand.
6 drones?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, I can say that now because I hid 3 of them for a long time. She's seen them all now.
Hey,
but,
man.
Yeah, I was in that thing. It ranged from $22 to $1,200. So $1,200. So.
Hey, man, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes, dog.
Yeah.
Is
that a new drone? Does it look like a new drone? Is that a new shotgun? No, it's 12 gauge. You think I got another 12 gauge? You think I got two? Or you think I got, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, she'll play like she don't know. I think it's a lot forgiven there. But shooting is the same way. You get a lot of accessories. A lot of people, go accessory crazy. They can barely shoot, but they put all these damn accessories on there. It's like putting a curb filler on putting curb fillers on your damn Camaro.
Right.
You need that shit.
This ain't about what we need, though.
Well, I'm just saying, it's just, you put a doggone bipod and extra grip on the AR-15, and it's just extra, dog. It's just some people just love accessories. Put it like that.
That's me.
Yeah. It's the accessories to be having accessories. But yeah, I dig that.
I had wristbands, I had elbow pads, I had forearm pads. Whatever I could find accessorized. That's what I tried to do. And then I tried to make my son an accessory football player. And that knucklehead wanted to be old school. He didn't want to wear no pads.
Yeah.
I was just like, damn, this ain't no fun at all.
Yeah. You end up buying a lot of that. I ain't gonna talk about how much stuff I bought.
I wanted to accessorize that boy, and he wouldn't let me.
Man, yeah, I bought a ton of stuff. Yeah, I bought
one of my big disappointments in life.
Yeah, I bought a ton.
He didn't want a shield on his helmet. Can I put how about a Darth Vader mask shield or eye shield on his helmet visor, dog?
Well, he playing.
Dad, stop.
He playing. Well, that's because he playing for him. He ain't playing for you.
Yep. And that's the beauty of my dude. On that note, man, let's get up out of here. Let's get ready for. We're gonna stay up. Although the final start is 7:00, so we won't be up too late for you on.
It's all good.
On Thursday night, but we're gonna stay up late and bring you the show.
Yeah, I actually enjoy that. I mean, it's all good. Yeah, I'm ready for basketball. Behind football, I love basketball. I love basketball the most. Probably what's third? Baseball, probably. Then you throw some hockey in there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I like watching sports at the highest level. I like watching playoff hockey. So I'll watch the Stanley Cup.
Playoff basketball. I don't really dig the regular season anymore, but I do love playoff basketball.
Oh, no, that's good. Regular season got some storylines. I like it. Matter of fact, one of the reasons why the WNBA is improving is because people have paid more attention to the NCAA tournament because they've had some personalities and some players come out. So now you can follow them to the league, and now teams have got some players with some personality. You got some storylines going on, and it makes it a little more interesting to follow. So, but it's playoff season. It's here, and you can follow the action with us. Remember that you can follow the show on the YouTube station. Please subscribe. We got the next episode of Jacques Talk 1-on-1 dropping soon. It's on the YouTube station at The Real Jacques Talk. You can follow the show on IG at The Real Jacques Talk. You can hit me up on X or Twitter at JJT Journalist, and always on Clapper, where I drop a lot of videos about the Cowboys and the Dallas-Fort Worth sports scene. I am Jean-Jacques Taylor. It's the handle. So for Smokey John's Barbecue and Big Joe and the Big Rig, till we chat again, you guys be blessed.